Welcome to the Lead with Your Soul podcast. I'm Michelle Wright, your host and fellow traveler on this journey of self-discovery. This podcast is designed for women navigating life transitions and yearning to embrace their true selves. I'll be sharing my personal journey from navigating the complexities of divorce and blending families to reshaping my career to something that resonates with my soul. With 3 decades as a teacher and mentor, I'm here to share insights, heartfelt stories, and practical strategies. Together, we'll explore how to cultivate self-love and create the vibrant, fulfilling life you deserve. Join me each week as we dive deep into the art of living authentically. Welcome to the Lead with Your Soul podcast. I'm Michelle Wright, and I'm so glad you're here. I continue to enjoy the sun and all of the nature that we have here in our little lake in Saskatchewan, and I'm glad you can join me as we move into the messages for your soul for September. So wherever you are, take a moment just to take a deep breath, just in and out. As we take the time to call in your spirit team, angels, saints, loved ones and spirits, ancestors, anyone that's on your team, divine creator. And we're just grounding ourselves by breathing, just continue breathing in and out. And I'm setting the intention that this reading that I do today, no matter when you find it, that you're going to have messages for your own healing, your own path in your life that connects to your highest potential, your highest good. And you're a huge part of this reading because in this sharing of my wisdom that I know through the cards, you're going to get your own soul whispers coming up. Are there any words, phrases, or images that come that you are attending to and listening to? Take a moment during or after to write these down in your journal, or maybe in your notes section in your phone. I set the intention that this is helping guide us towards hope and healing in every aspect of our lives. I'm now going to switch the camera over so that you can see the cards. Okay, here we go. One of the first cards that we're going to pull is Soul Messicles. These cards, they have no booklet. So it's whatever picture comes up, you connect with the colors, you connect with what's happening in the card. It's a very intuitive process. It's a very soul process. So that's our first one. And then we have our cards from Australia, Mel Brown. And these cards can be read in both directions, but it's whichever direction we pull it that we read. So it just has us look at that and figure out what this is about. And this is about some chaotic things happening. I have an idea of what that might be. And then we have our numerology deck from Michelle Buchanan. And yeah, the other thing I'm going to do, you can see this on Spotify or Apple or YouTube. I'm also going to go on YouTube and take the decks that I use and talk to you a little bit about them so you can see more about them. If you're new to cards, then you might explore some different areas that you like. So what is our numerology message for today? Rebirth. Well, these kind of fit together when you look at this. These are our overarching. So we have this, and in here, It's almost like just fire coming from within, coming down into. And there's white. So for me, that's really talking about connecting to the divine, connecting to our angels, connecting to Creator, and getting inspiration and change. And I see it here coming from the darkness, kind of coming into light. And so that's that continued healing and growth, letting go of what no longer serves us and diving towards the fire within that's bringing us towards our highest potential, towards what we need to do in order to achieve that. Here, this is the chaotic. And change is chaotic. So when you're going in rebirth, so to me, these fit. When you go into rebirth and you go into this new area of your life with a sense of passion. And I see this happening because we are moving into the eclipse season. There's a lot of faded changes that are going to be coming in the next while. Here you might want to look up on YouTube any eclipses and where they fit for you and what changes will be happening for you. And because there can be some chaotic energy around that. And I've been working with Joe Dispenza and Eckhart Tolle, just looking at how our minds keep us really tied to the past, and therefore our choices are tied to the past because we have these past choices, their thoughts that then they create emotions and then they create behaviors, and we keep in this cycle of staying where we want to go. And as soon as we step out into rebirth, our body, our nervous system, and our ego mind is actually here to keep us safe, to survive, to keep us so that we stay alive. But alive doesn't mean the best life. Alive doesn't mean our highest potential. Alive means we know where we've been and it may not be good, but we know we're not dying. So why would we want to change this? So we really have to override that nervous system of ours to keep us from moving out. That nervous system wants to keep us here because this is the past. This is the normal. This is what we've always done. And instead, when we want to rise up, we want to level up, we want to get to our highest level of who we are and release those thoughts and feelings. So we want to start creating a new future for ourselves. It is chaotic. It is difficult. Our nervous system is going to stop us. Our nervous system is going to say, alert, alert, do not change, do not move. This is new territory. We don't know if we're going to be safe. And so you have to learn ways to calm your nervous system, to just breathe. Believe it or not, when we are in stressful situations, we're not breathing. So it's just that deep breath. And you can do that while you're meditating. You can do that while you're imagining. Meditations for me, I find, are so beautiful. When I have guided meditations, it helps me keep my mind attuned to what I need to do. So I find those quite beautiful. And then I allow different messages to come in. I'm going to be creating different meditations and putting them on my podcast as well, so that you can use those just to help you. Because this is a time of rebirth. This is rebirth. So this picture is rebirth. And then this card, the number 16, is in numerology, is really saying this is a time of rebirth. This is a time, once again, big shifts in astrology. So that's out there for the whole collective. What does that mean in your life? What does rebirth mean in your life? For me, what it means is I need to get serious about my health. As 56, and I know that I need to look at how my body needs to have the fuel, the sacred medicine of what I eat, with lifting weights, so that weightlifting and cardio. Because all of those things together are going to give me a really nice health span. And I also find that's just the body, the machine of my body. But interestingly enough for me, as soon as I do that, as soon as I feed myself well, and as soon as I treat my body with being active, It is so important because it allows the messages to come to me. It's just like that the energies in all of my chakra just flow. It just flows. Otherwise, it's that dense down here instead of the light of fire and passion of fire. So the chaotic times can be challenging for us, but it allows us in the chaos to look at the rubble of what we're going to pick up and what we're leaving behind because we're moving into something new. So it really is that time. It's also a time, I think, when we start to, what are we rebirthing into? And sometimes it's, I don't know. I just don't know what I want. Start imagining what you want for your life 1 year from now, 5 years from now. What is it that you want? What is it that joy means to you? What is it that good relationships mean to you? What does it mean when you are living a life of service and also filling your cup fully from within? Is that having time to walk your dog? Is it having time to travel? Is it having time to just read a book? What is it for your life you are creating? Because if you don't have a plan, if you don't have a direction, your mind's just going to keep you where you're at. Because your mind is saying, this is pretty good. We do not want to move this. We do not want to change this. Because we know what is in the past we haven't died from, so we're going to keep it. So that's another piece. I invite you to start dreaming or thinking of the future. Lots of times when I'm working with clients, I'll say, have a God box or a dream box. And some people like to have a physical one. Some people might want to do it digitally. And in there, it's what are the things you're trying to create or move towards? And sometimes I can't always remember when I've given that question, but I start to collect it. So if I'm on a holiday and I say, it's the feeling I'm having when I'm on the ocean in Mexico near Los Arcos on my paddleboard, and I have these beautiful humpback whales and dolphins and manta rays jumping around me. Taking the time and the moments to enjoy that. And I have the space in the cold winter that we have in Canada to go where the sun is. That's what I want to have in my life. And then I might think, so I'll write that down, write maybe the words, I might have a picture, and I put it in my God box. I put it in my dream box. And I might talk about the people, the relationships. What kind of relationships do I want? I have 4 beautiful adult children, and parenting shifts as your kids get older and you're working with adult children. And I want to find that beautiful balance of being a source of wisdom, a source of celebration, a source of support. And I have to figure out what that looks like. And so I have to think ahead. What does it feel like when I'm in good relationship with my children? What does it feel like when I'm in good relationship with friends and family? So these are just a few ways you have to figure out in all the things I've been talking about. What does this mean for you? Was there anything that zinged for you? You need to write it down and see what messages that are coming, what they mean for you. So this is our Chris Ann Donnelly deck, and love it. She's from Ontario, Canada. Just love her as an artist, as a divine creator. Oh, she's just so beautiful. And here we're going to start. We're going to do our 4 lines. So our 4 lines are, what is the energy that we can bring in that we're bringing in from the last reading? Then what are the areas that we're being invited to really expand and explore through difficulties and challenges? And don't be scared of them. Just invite them in and be curious about that, because it's not against you, it's for you. It's for you in this chaos to really figure out what you want. And then the next one, 3rd line, is what are the gifts that are coming in that are going to support your development and change. And the 4th line is really for us to look, what is our next step? Or overall, what's the important thing we're going to grab from this reading? Okay. So we had set our attention. It continues to go with us. And if you're not sure, this is how I pull cards. People do pull cards differently. There's no one right way. So it's really important for you to know that. This is powerful, though. Not one right way, but I need to let you know we're bringing in some big, heavy energy coming in. We have 3 major arcanas. So the major arcanas are those cards that come before that really talk about the hero's journey. So this is important what you're bringing in. It's the Hermit. So it's this time, I see it as this time of summer. A time of summer as Canadians, we take this time to pull into being in nature, pull into being ourselves, just sitting in the sun, our feet are in the grass. And we're just recalibrating our souls because we're connected so deeply with the earth. And already as we move into September, we're coming into the equinox. So it's so quick already. I see the sun only rises at 6:15 and it's already setting at 8:20. So we know this time of summer is ebbing out and it's moving into fall, into autumn. And so what did we take from the Hermit, from these times of summer, the play of summer, the joy of summer? What in the light in our soul can we bring from ourselves? Then we have the wheel. This is the wheel of fate. It was in protection. Whenever it's in protection or reversed, I always ask myself, is this energy coming in? Is this energy waning? Or is there a block? And I see it as this energy is coming in. And I've said it before, I see this card as there is fate. So it's happening to us or it's destiny. And destiny is when we have thought about the future and we're moving towards it. It's this idea that we see this chaos and in the midst of this storm, it's leaving what no longer serves us. So you're using this wheel of change, this wheel coming around, and you're going to be saying, okay, in the wheels that are changing in my life right now, what am I going to release? And what am I going to move forward with? And the devil is here to remind you, the devil is, so handsome. Look at this. The devil is so handsome, so beautiful. In this, I love this deck because look at this. He's just this gorgeous young guy just saying, come to me. I have everything you want. And here you can see the puppet strings just being bound. And what are we bound by? We're bound by our addictions. We're bound by our ideas that from the past that limit us. We're bound from fear, anxiety, worry. And for me, that's such a big one. It's such a big one that I really have to find ways to not allow my fear, anxiety to keep me in this present moment, to keep me from birthing what I want in my life. And what does that mean? That means sometimes I'm going to have to take a leap of faith and I'm going to have to trust and surrender. And I'm going to say, yes, I know that it seems good, seems easy to sit here and not take a leap of faith. For example, starting this podcast. When I first started it, I was absolutely terrified of having my ideas out here, terrified of pulling cards and sharing my own intuitive channeled messages. I was terrified. And you know what that beautiful devil said to me? That beautiful devil said, Michelle, my love, nobody's going to want to listen. Nobody's going to hear. Nobody cares. Just sit back and do the death scroll on your phone because that's much easier. It really is. Like you're not taking any risks and it's easy peasy lemon squeezy and you're just letting each day roll into the next. Very tempting. And I do have to say that at some moments, that's exactly what I did. And then at other moments, I said, you know what? My destiny, I knew I needed to use my voice. I have a powerful voice. I know that. I get comments on my voice, and I'm using that as my destiny and figuring out how to do it. It's messy. It's not perfect. I don't have a production team here with me. And that's okay, because this is my step towards my destiny.
And the question you want to really ask yourself is, what is your step towards your destiny? What are you being asked to move forward? Where are you looking at your shadow and being honest with yourself? Because another thing, if I use that around my podcast, I could also use this in my reflections. I know that I need to move my body for health reasons. They talk about longevity. They talk about women in menopause. And already, once you finish menopause, you've lost 1/3 of your bone density. And so I follow Dr. Stacy Sims and Dr. Vonda Wright, and they're giving very concrete ways that women can move into having a strong, healthy body for a long time. And that aging is not inevitable to be decrepit, to be old and unable to move. But you know what this beautiful devil says to me? This gorgeous man comes in the form of chips or cake or muffins and says, sweetheart, come get this martini. Come get this margarita. You're going to love it. Relax. You don't need health. Just enjoy all this food and sit on your butt and do nothing. How easy is that? So I have to say, no, I love myself enough to move. And this is the Bee Spirit from the Colette Baron Reed Oracle deck. What is the energy of this line? Sweet results await. Oh, I couldn't pick these. You just can't make this up. Because when you look at this, it's saying you're choosing your destiny. You're going to be learning how to deal with your own addictions and blocks and challenges because sweet results await. What you're wanting to create in your rebirth over here, it's just waiting for you. It's waiting for you to say yes. It's waiting for you to move towards it. Oh, how beautiful. I'm going to set this one over here so that we have lots of space. Next, we're going to use the Wild Reflections Tarot. I use different tarot because I'm always trying to see if there's themes that come through, repeated cards. Sometimes it doesn't. That shuffle was a bit crazy. Yes. In this line is the crunchy line. It's the challenges line. So what challenges are you going to be encountering this month of September? And by encountering them and going through them, what you're doing is you're finding ways to either deal with the devil, deal with the wheel, or the hermit. The hermit can be to stay in the cave. Now, if you're into human design, I am a manifester, and I have to tell you, we love being in our caves and not moving out. We just like to stay in that soft place. I'm also Taurus, that also fits. So you can see I have a nature that doesn't want to move out. But these challenges are going to be the ones that guide me. They're the ones that help me figure out what I need to do and how I need to activate my own energy so that I can move forward. So they're all in protection. So that means they're all in reverse. And I always ask, some people read, and there's a beautiful book by, she taught, anyway, I can't remember it right now. It'll come back to me. And she talks about the ways that you could, that for every reader, they either don't read with reversals or they use reversals for different meanings. So it's always important that someone will tell you what it means. So as I'm going through here, I'm going to intuitively look at the challenges of what is being asked of us in this card, because also it's this card that was pulled, not any other card. And the first one is the Queen of Swords. So swords is our suit of air. Swords is our thinking and our communication. And I see this as, I see it in two ways. I see how we have to block one, there's a block one way, and we also have to harness in a second way the power of our mind. So first of all, how do I see there a block? Because sometimes when we only use our mind, it can steer us in a negative way. So our mind, if we just use our mind as saying, oh, you know what? Remember, we talked about your ego mind is going to say to you, don't do it. Stay where you are. Don't take any risks. Don't take any challenges. Just stay where you are. So that's a block. So we have to be very careful of that. And whenever you see that general, no, stay, it's danger. And also use your mind to figure out if it is real danger. But don't just let the fear of change stop you. That's what I'm talking about. The fear of change, the fear of rebirth. Don't let that stop you. So then the part of this, your mind that you want to use, is because you can now start choosing your thoughts. I want to go towards my destiny. I'm going to use this podcast. I want to have a podcast and use my voice in service to other people, connecting with their own soul messages. That's what I want. And what is the emotion that comes with that? The emotion is joy. The emotion is that feeling of satisfaction and gratitude because I'm giving service. And so that's why I continue to do it. So I take these actions. And so you have to use your mind to choose your thoughts. And whenever you are triggered by negative thoughts, really think, is this an old pattern? Is this something that I need to let go of? Really start to be discerning and using your mind as a sharp tool. The Eight of Cups. Cups is the suit of water, and it's the suit of emotions. It's the suit of relationships, intuition. And the Eight of Cups is a story of walking away. So we see her walking away, and often there's 8 empty cups, and she's walking away into the light. So this month, you are being once again invited to figure out, what are you walking away from? Know what no longer serves your rebirth, what no longer serves your destiny, who you are trying to become, because you're going to have to walk away from it. You can bless it. I know for me, that might be that mind, and I just need to control that fear thought and just say, fire that part of my mind and say, you know what? You've really helped me out, but I don't need that anymore. I'm going to instead just lean into the love, trust, and surrender of my soul. That's what I'm going to do. So that's what I'm going to walk away from. For some of you, it might actually be some relationships. Because the boundaries you need for your own health, for your own well-being, for your own destiny that you're creating might mean you have to put in some boundaries. And that's okay. What are some healthy boundaries, and what do you need to do? And the King of Wands I see as coming in. And the King of Wands is about fire. It's about passion. It's about creativity. And the King of Wands is about really tapping in to that creative energy of who you want to be in the future and really taking time. Now, it's in this area of challenge, so it's going to say, that's going to be hard for you. That's your God box. That's your dream box. That's you really starting to sit down. And sometimes what I've done is I've written all the things that I don't want. Like, I know that I don't want this and this. And so I start to then, if that's a not, what is the opposite? What is it that I do want then? What is it? So what I want is I want a body that can run 5K. I want to lift heavy things. I want to have a body that has the energy, easy energy flow. I want a mind that helps me move towards my goals and is disciplined enough when I go in those spiral thoughts by this guy, that my ego, the spiral thought, I can label it and I can say, oh, that's an old pattern. That's my ego speaking. I'm not going to listen to that. And so that's what the King of Wands is, this challenge of really digging deep for yourself, really digging deep and figuring out what is it that you want to create. And we're going to use Judith Orloff's Surrender deck. Every one of these is talking about surrendering. And we're going to figure out, what do you need to surrender to? Surrender to low self-esteem. You deserve success, love, and abundance. Set an intention to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. I find the devil goes hand in hand with low self-esteem. At least it has for me. My low self-esteem comes with fear, comes with worry, comes with the measure. Instead of measuring what I feel inside, if it's bringing me joy and happiness, instead I'm people-pleasing and I'm measuring my worth based on what I've given away and if I made everybody else happy. I don't know what it means for you. Where do you have low self-esteem? Where do you find it difficult to walk away in a relationship if it's not serving your highest good? If it's not bringing you the joy and happiness, or at least creating boundaries in it so that you know that you're healthy and that you know that you're safe and moving forward. Because you don't have to kick everybody out of your life, but you can definitely say, but I'm not going to let them name me. That's a word I use. I can love people, but they don't get to comment on my everyday. They don't get to be part of naming me in my everyday. They're not part of my counsel. They're just part of the people that, are there in my life, but they're not part of the voice of my life. So you might have to do that. So it's whatever for you that might mean. So now we have the Wisdom Tarot, Cosmic Wisdom Tarot by Ethany. And this is our line for what are the gifts coming in. Very powerful. Okay. So we still have summon protection. So we have the Page of Wands. I see this one coming in and it ties to the King of Wands because the gift is we're going to start this journey. We want to get to the King of Wands. We want to get to the ultimate ruler of passion and creativity. And the page is the beginning of that. The page is having that beginner mind and saying, I don't know what I want, but I want to be in this creative state of wondering. I'm going to figure out what it is. And if you go and figure out where all these eclipses are happening in your chart, just go online. There's just tons. Astrology Hub is one. And you can just listen and figure out how it's impacting you and what aspect of your life it's impacting you. Might give you some areas to look at. This is the fun part. This is the creativity part. Because the truth is that the divine, creator, universe, whatever it is, there's no one right way. And I think sometimes that's what I used to think. I need to choose the right path, the path that's going to have no challenges, the path that's going to be easy, and the path that's just going to just flow. Yes, we all do want that. The reality, though, is that you will feel like flow with this devil guy here. Because this chaotic part of rebirth and change and eclipses that come in bring us new creativity and bring us to a life we can't even begin to imagine. We can't even begin to imagine the gifts that can come. And that's what we need to do is just begin with that beginner, happy, joyous mind and really see these as gifts as we play with the creativity that we can bring into our life. And then we have a major arcana card, the Magician. This card is just saying you have everything you need to create the life you want. Because it has all elements: water, earth, fire, air. You are the magician. Look inside you for inspiration. And you might get inspiration from outside, but go deep inside you. Start journaling inside. Where is the fire for you that you want to start creating from? Because you have everything you need within you to do that. And the Six of Wands is this sense of absolutely having over here, sweet results await. It's this sense of celebration. You've done it, the victory dance. It's actually come. Everything that you wanted to come alive in your life is coming alive. The gifts are there for you to receive, but you have to actually do the work. You have to actually be part of the rebirth. You have to be part of the fire. You have to do it. You have to move. And so how are you going to move? That's what it's asking. But it is a beautiful message because it's not saying you're going to be moving into some difficult challenges. It's saying, no, this is the time when you're going to reap the rewards. So continue on the changes. And you might have started because this year has been astrologically a huge year. So you might have already started and now you're going to be reaping the rewards. And Elder Horse, this is from Asha Frost, her deck. Elder Horse energy, it says, honor your sensitivity. And what that means is that as we're creating and doing hard things and doing the work to get to our victory, it takes courage, girl. It takes courage. So how do you celebrate it? How do you honor that celebration of taking one step forward? And don't compare yourself to someone else who finds those things easy. When you take one step forward, you need to celebrate. And then if you're exhausted and tired from this creative energy, from this rebirth, make sure you build in rest time. Take a bath, sit, read a good book, whatever it is that for you really brings joy, really brings that peace. When I'm at the lake here, to go walking around the lake and the paths, I just love it. I love seeing how nature shifts and changes. And that honors my sensitivity because I just breathe when I'm out there. I literally just roll my shoulders down and take deep breaths. And I start to lean in and listen to the trees, lean in and listen and feel them because I feel it helps heal me. So what is that for you this month? Because that's a gift, recognizing that. Just moving this up here so we can put our next line in. Our next line from Jamie Sawyer out of Hands Tarot. So this tarot has just hands. So that's what she did. So you'll see all the drawings that she did. It's an indie deck. All the drawings she did are just hands. It's really beautiful. So what is our next right action? So what do we need to do next? Okay, just getting really, I love rocks. So that's where you're always going to see crystals and rocks around me. If you can't see them, you got to know they're there. Because they speak to me. I collect rocks. I use rocks, crystals. Oh, it's just part of the way I think the earth talks to me. Okay. So some of the things that are being shared, this is our next right action. It's saying Ace of Cups. What's coming in is a new relationship. And I see it as a new relationship with self. In rebirth, you're starting something new. It's a new relationship with yourself and the power you have, the creativity that you're creating, how you're thinking. It's a new relationship. Enjoy it. Start it. The Four of Swords is about rest. So once again, swords is the suit of air, and it's about taking a rest. So you see all these pens around here, been doing lots. And Four of Swords is about resting and recognizing, just like up here, honor your sensitivity. Creation takes so much energy, beautiful, high, elevated energy. And so you also need to build in rest. Build in that time for you to recharge. Make sure you're getting good rest. Make sure that your body and soul and heart and is being fed what it needs to rest and relax and just celebrate and have joy in what you're creating. We have the Five of Pentacles, and I see this as a block. The Five of Pentacles is, they have it here where she's counting money. There's more money than what's there. You also will see this in others where they're outside of a church and they're cold, hungry, starving, and all they have to do is open up the door of the church because the church windows are lit with light and there's everything you need if you open the door. The message of this is similar to the magician side. It's saying to you, watch those things of thinking that you don't have enough, that you can't do it, that you're stuck, you're blocked. Because all you need to do is just look at it from a different perspective. Just open up the door. Connect to nature, connect to rest. Maybe if you're feeling that way, maybe you need to rest. Maybe it's an indicator that you're exhausted and tired. I know I have been. I've been doing some different things, trying new things. And I find by the end of it, as soon as my mind goes towards negativity, I shut it down and I go rest. I will go walk my dog. I love looking at little infant baby videos. They bring me so much joy just seeing little itty bitty babies. And so it just elevates my mood again. And then I can come back to my work. I can come back to what I'm doing. And so that's what it's really talking about, is just finding that ebb and flow for yourself, finding the indicators where you think you're not enough or you think there isn't enough. It's getting you, that's an indicator that you need to either slow down, start again, reframe. And here we have the Alana Fairchild Sacred Rebels deck. Yeah. Dream a beautiful dream. So over here, the rebirth, it's everything we've talked about, because you're dreaming what you want. That's what you're creating, this new relationship. Because with rebirth and change, you're dreaming this new dream. Over here, that can be the creative fire of inspiration and new dreams coming to you. And lean into it and trust that you're building, and that's what you're building, and embrace it. Have fun with it and love it. Just love enjoying the dream. Yeah. Asha Frost's Medicine Oracle. I'm just wondering, overall, what are some overall messages that we could have? Spring equinox, eagle, flight. I see this as making sure you also take some of this when we start new from the 10,000-foot view. So sometimes when you're building a beautiful dream, you don't actually know all the details of the dream that's coming in. So, if I dream that I want to have vacations and live in a place, now when you're dreaming a dream is not to actually have all the details. What you want here, this is reminding us from the 10,000-foot view, what does it feel like? What does the energy of that dream feel like? What is going on in your mind, in your body, when you're in that place of the dream? And it's the secret of manifesting is really having that energy, those thoughts, those actions present in the now. So in the 10,000-foot view, you need to start embodying that. It's not the details. The details will come, but you need to embody the feelings and the emotions that come with living that dream. And imagine that and start to really allow that to be part of your dream, and just allow it to, with your thoughts and your emotions, it's just going to lead you. So you're on the right path and you are aligned in your dream when you have those feelings. And if you don't, then that's where you have to start asking, okay, am I in alignment? And if I'm not in alignment to the dream I'm creating for my life, what do I need to change? What do I need to adjust so that I am? But in the beginning here, this is the 10,000-foot view. It's reminding you of that. Just think from that. And this is the Spirit Oracle saying, the meaning is in the middle. Memento mori, life, presence, depth. And when I see this, you have your dream and you're creating the future. You're letting go of the past, and it's in the middle. It's in the now. So the only place that you have any power in creating a dream is in the now. It's in this current moment, having the feelings and the vibration of what you're trying to create. Now you're planting the seeds. Do not let your mind get into details. That's that Queen of Swords. Do not let your mind get into the details of how it's going to go and all the worries of what if it's wrong? What if? Nope. You're staying in the what if. It's absolutely wonderful. What if I have miracles occur in my life? What if? And in the now, you're creating that. And every moment checking, how am I doing in this now? Because that's the middle. Now is the power. When you dream of a future, you're holding it in the now, in the middle. We have Megan Watterson's Divine Feminine deck. What divine feminine energy is going to be with us as we do this creativity? Mayo Shan, the Princess of Mercy. Giving is receiving. The energy of the universe is merciful. When I think about this, I think about our desire lots of times when we have a dream, it can be very selfish. And because you're thinking about it for you, what would you like for you? And there is the giving and receiving of the universe around you. How are you keeping this higher, elevated energy and giving to those around you? I think in the joy and gratitude that I have, it's sharing that joy and gratitude with those around me and being compassionate, giving people grace if they're not in this way. And that's that giving and receiving of staying in that energy of having mercy, because there are people who are not yet on this path and they're living in worry and fear. And so we need to give them grace, and we need to find ways that we can share our joy and happiness and higher elevated emotions with them in the now. And really practicing that, because that's that giving and receiving. We work individually for our own souls, but ultimately we do this for the collective. Ultimately, we do it for every single soul on earth and everything, our ancestors, because our work can positively heal and change the past, which then allows us to change the future. I'm doing some work and it's talking about, even in the Joe Dispenza, talking about our mind. And they talked about different research of just people being prayed for, just the power of prayer and the impact of people who did not even know if people were praying for them and their bodies changed. You can look at angry voices and the impact it has on plants. So it really does matter what we think and what we say out loud. And so the giving and receiving is not just what we say and think in our own minds, but what do we think and say out loud to others? Are we their cheerleaders? Are we helping them see some positive light and bringing positive light to this world? We have Kuan Yin, the wild Kuan Yin. I really enjoy this deck. And Kuan Yin is the Bodhisattva in the Buddhist tradition. And what message does she have for us? Our final message today. And she says, magic of the moon to manifest. So for me, I see that as our eclipses. Just as the light of the moon ebbs and flows, all things happen according to a timing that benefits the greater garden of life. How short-lived that garden would seem if all flowers bloomed at once and then it was over. As the next moon grows full, set your intention, your time for blossoming is near. Really always is like a recap, because sweet results await, 6 of Wands, it's coming. Everything is coming that you want. There's a beautiful dream, and going and trusting in the timing. Well, my beautiful souls, I have loved doing this reading for you. If you're listening through podcast and you actually want to see these gorgeous cards, just go to my YouTube channel at Lead With Your Soul. And you will find it there and you can see the cards. Until next time, keep leading with your soul.
That wraps up another episode of the Lead with Your Soul podcast. I'm so grateful you chose to spend this time with me. As you navigate your own life transitions, remember to be gentle with yourself and embrace the journey. If you found value in today's episode, please subscribe and share it with others who might benefit. Join me next week for more insights and inspiration. Until next time, keep leading with your soul.